SKF was founded as a bearing company. What we show here on the exhibition today is the full offering for marine. So it's not only the bearings, but the focus is still around rotating shaft equipment. So it's bearings, it's seal, it's lubrication system, it's condition monitoring of shafts, it's hydraulic couplings. So still 70 to 80% of the business in SKF is around rotating shafts. The second part we are also focusing on is environmental products. And these products came from the acquisition of Force Industries in 2012. So we have oily water separators, we have an emission monitoring system. So these are the two focus areas, rotating shafts and environmental relevant products. We have a different of focuses. One is around condition monitoring. You can imagine rotating shafts typically are service intensive. If they are service intensive, it makes sense to monitor them. So over the last years, we have developed more in detail equipment to monitor the condition of bearings, of seals, of lubrication systems. So the aim is to help the ship owners to do predictive maintenance, so you know the condition of the shaft. So we have introduced a new software and also new hardware, and to make it more easy for the ship owners also to run these systems remotely via cloud solutions. So this is one of the aspects. Another aspect is about the environmental thing, because you know the industry is quite under some cost pressure on one side, and on the second side it's a lot about environmental regulations. So what we have introduced, for example, is a system called Blumon. It's a system monitoring emissions on board of vessels, but it's not only monitoring, it's also collecting the data and storing the data. And this system also has a navigation system, so you know about the regulations you're just traveling in. So these are two examples of what we have been doing over the last 1 to 2 years. The point is, if you look to different regulations, I mean, look to ballast water treatment, look to the oily water separator, look to the exhaust gas. One thing is very clear, the whole industry, shipping, needs to be more environmental friendly and more green. Sometimes regulations are getting more strict. Sometimes we see a sidestep with the ballast water right now. We understand ourselves with our technical expertise. We want to provide solutions. So the Blumon is a good example. I mean, emission is one of the key points for the environment. But as long as you don't monitor them and you measure them, you only guess what you're doing. We want to provide equipment where you really can prove that you are running a green ship. So we believe we will see more of these regulations. The whole industry is driving for that. Sometimes the speed is higher, sometimes the speed is lower. So we want to provide solutions for that. I think it doesn't change much for shipping, because I mean you could include or you did not include this. The whole industry, maybe in 1 or 2 or 3 years, we are going to see more regulations and they will include shipping. I mean, shipping is a power consumption industry, and power, like power plants, I mean, we need to be sure that we are running the resources or we manage them well. So it was not included, yes, but I think it doesn't change a lot for the industry. The point is, at this very moment, the whole industry has two aspects, and one is cost control, very clear, because the business environment is not very friendly at the moment. So what we try to help with good technical solutions, good engineering, to save cost. So we are there, again, a solution provider, and we have more examples around that. For example, also for the emissions, we do precondition of oil, sludge oil, for example. So this is trying to help the ship owners to survive. On the other side, I mean, without technical engineering, other solutions will not come. So we are in a low business or difficult business situation right now, but shipping is required. I mean, more than 80% still of the goods around the world are sailing with ships, and it will come up again. So we will be there in the difficult times and the good times to be a solution provider and to help the industry. It's relatively simple. I mean, more than 20% of the world fleet, the commercial fleet, is managed by Greek ship owners. So here we have one of the biggest communities, and to meet the customers, to listen to the customer needs, to talk about changes, to talk about potential new developments, what we can do, to listen into that is most important. And of course it's also a good solution in these times to show what we have developed over the last years and to explain what is the aim behind. So these are the main two aspects of the Posidonia event, but it's a very important event for us.